Welcome to the JCPS MTSS training on the Teacher Clarity Toolkit with a focus on the high yield practice goal setting. I am Bo Burkett, MTSS Engagement Resource Teacher for high schools. With me, I have Stephanie Roberts, who supports Elementary Zone 1. Please take a few seconds to jot down the bit.ly so that you can access this presentation. Here you will see the 6 components that make up the MTSS department or multi-tiered systems of support. MTSS focuses on overall school improvement by aligning resources and support for both teachers and students. We provide multiple levels of support for learners that address academic, social, emotional, and behavioral needs, and produce professional development that is aligned with schools and the district as a whole. Let me start by showing you the components of our department, Multi-Tiered Systems of Support, also known as MTSS. This concept map shows a visual of the departments within MTSS. The MTSS Academic Department provides teachers with Tier 2 and Tier 3 intervention and academic support. The director and point of contact for this department is Donna Lawson. The MTSS Behavior Department supports schools in implementing school-wide behavior systems and frameworks, including PBIS and restorative practices. The director and point of contact for this department is Sandra Hensel. The MTSS Re-Engagement Department supports students who are transitioning back to their home schools from Minor Daniels Academy and Breckenridge Metropolitan. The director and point of contact for this department is Dr. Naomi Brahim. The goal of our department, the MTSS Engagement Department, is to increase student achievement by equipping teachers with high-yield pedagogical practices that maximize student engagement within core instruction. The director and point of contact for the MTSS Engagement team is Dr. Naomi Brahim. 6 MTSS toolkits were created to provide resources for Tier 1 instructional practices to increase student engagement and reduce student behaviors. Here are the 6 MTSS toolkits. By clicking the toolkit image, you will access the MTSS department webpage and each toolkit. This slide references the MTSS engagement resource teachers that support each zone. When we think about goal setting, we are referring to teacher clarity. Teacher clarity focuses on where students are going in their learning, how they are progressing, and where they will go next. The high-yield practice of goal setting designs and communicates student-specific learning goals to effectively challenge student learning and provide feedback in relation to performance.
Goal setting refers to the enhanced effect on student learning when teachers help students strive toward goals. In fact, difficult goals have been shown to be more effective than easy goals. However, the idea is to create goals that effectively challenge students while still being realistic. Feedback provided in relation to performance toward a goal is also an important component. Today, we are going to develop a deeper understanding of how to implement goal setting into everyday instruction. Whip Around is a way for students to reflect on whatever topic you give them. You can see in the directions that this can be done both virtually or in person. We have put the basic directions here for you to use. In our case, we're going to just think about ways that you have used goal setting in your classroom. Take a minute to pause the video and brainstorm ways that you have used goal setting. When you are setting goals with students, providing feedback is imperative in relation to their performance. There are two types of goals to consider. Task-specific goals. They provide clear information for the immediate future, and situation-specific goals that provide rationales to achieve a particular outcome. We're going to take a look at a few examples of each. Task-specific or short-term goals include writing, where you could make specific to the writing piece at hand or the editing process. It also could include goals that are standard-based strategies, where the students are able to utilize strategies taught within a given standard or a given subject. For situation-specific goals or long-term goals, you may refer to reading goals. For example, discussing a student's current reading level compared to where they should be and using evidence-based strategies to set and meet a goal moving forward. Another way to set a long-term goal may be using map data and discussing their scores and next steps collaboratively one-on-one with students. Brainstorm the goal setting that you have used and how they fall into these two types of goals discussed. We are going to share with you an engagement strategy that can both be used for in-person learning as well as the virtual environment. You will notice in the titles of this engagement strategy, we have placed a link that will take you to more information regarding the Think Right Round Robin strategy. This strategy could be a way for all students to have thought about a goal and then share as a team. Step 1, the teacher asks a question. Step 2, you provide think time. Step 3, the students write based on the question that you have provided. And then step 4, the teammates take turns sharing. In a round robin structure, the students share in a circular formation. So you would give them parameters for who goes first and which direction to rotate. This would give the students a way of thinking and writing about a goal they have in mind for themselves, as well as hear what their peers are thinking around goal setting. For more information on this structure or the variations that go with the round robin, there is a link in the variation box that you may click. Goal setting is appropriate for both the virtual and in-person learning environment. There are many opportunities and ways that you can set goals with students. Depending on the type of goal you are setting, you could do this during small group work, one-on-one with a student, or even set whole class goals moving forward. Goal setting can be done using a pre-assessment or any formative assessment of student learning paired with the co-constructing process. Goal setting increases student achievement by creating assessment-capable learners. Assessment-capable learners are students who are able to articulate what is being learned and what success looks like, describe and discuss their progress towards meeting the criteria, and determine their next steps in learning. The guided questions for goal setting, determined by John Hattie, are where am I going, which refers to the teacher's communication with the student on what the learning intention is for the lesson, the standards-based learning target. The second question, how am I doing? This refers to the success criteria or way that the students are demonstrating their learning. This, along with feedback, helps students to know how they are doing in their learning toward their end goal. The third question is where to next. This refers to the use of the success criteria to determine their next steps of learning. For more information on the assessment-capable learners, you may click the linked article at the bottom of the screen. One of the biggest pieces of research around effective goal setting is to co-construct these goals with the students. The more the students know where they are and where they need to be, the more ownership they take in their learning. This alone can increase student achievement.
When thinking about teacher clarity as a whole, there are some things that must be taken into consideration, namely culturally responsive teaching, exceptional child education, and project-based and/or deeper learning. Culturally responsive considerations. Teachers should communicate clear and specific expectations to students about what they are expected to know and be able to do. Teachers should utilize collaborative-based learning approaches to assist in understanding concepts, deriving main ideas, asking and answering questions, and relating what students are learning to their cultural backgrounds. Modeling is another approach that teachers can use to address student cultural needs. Culturally responsive modeling techniques include strategy use, content learning, metacognitive and critical thinking, and having interest and respect for diversity. Exceptional child education considerations. To maximize student understanding, teachers may consider the use of explicit instruction. This is an instructional approach that involves continuous monitoring by the teacher through formative assessment to determine the student's progress towards mastering the learning objective and then adjusting instruction. Another consideration teachers of exceptional students may find helpful in enhancing clarity is the use of visual schedules because they provide a support for students to anticipate the order of events throughout the day. These schedules provide a level of predictability that allows students to anticipate changes throughout the day as well as monitor their progress toward a goal. Project-based learning and deeper learning considerations. Ensure clarity of learning intentions and success criteria by ensuring students have a clear understanding of the core learning intentions of the project and what success looks like in showing their understanding of the learning intention. The project should be designed to teach students academic content area knowledge and skills drawn from standards. The project should also be designed around a goal for students to think critically, solve problems, collaborate, and communicate. Begin the problem-based learning cycle with an entry event that will activate prior knowledge and provide a scaffold in students beginning the project. To help students be effective critical thinkers and problem solvers during a project, give them tools such as graphic organizers, sentence starters, protocols, mnemonic tools, and text. For more information about the MTSS toolkits and other high-yield practices, please visit our website by clicking the link below. And to check out the Teacher Clarity Toolkit, click the link highlighted.